Good evening, my friends. T-Money up in the Heezy. Happy Wednesday. We are cruising right through the week. Super happy to be here tonight. I got a few things in the mail. Mostly stuff that came in today, actually a package from Severin and a few other goodies that kind of dribbled in over the week. So yeah, super stoked. Let's get right into this. Hope everybody's doing well, having a good week so far. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much to say other than let's do this. So I've got some Arrow video, Severin, Criterion Collection, Massacre video, Vinegar Syndrome, and then just one other random Blu-ray that I'm actually pretty excited about. So let's get into the DVDs first. I've been drinking this green juice, which is pretty amazing stuff. It's called Organifi. Just a quick side tangent here. And those of you who watch my videos for a long time now may remember once upon a time, I would always rock like a Mountain Dew or a Pepsi or some sugary beverage with me while I did videos. I was diagnosed with diabetes and basically the obese kind. And I quickly decided to, part of the reason why I've lost the weight that I've lost is because I basically didn't want to have diabetes anymore and I didn't want to be unhealthy anymore. I just got fed up with it. So, long story short, I don't drink soda anymore. And I've been drinking this stuff called Organifi lately, which is actually really cool. It's really good. It's basically just like a bunch of superfoods and super nutrients and herbs blended into this green powdery substance that you mix into water or whatever. I think mainly water, but I think you can use like some other thing, not milk, but that other fake milk. I forget what it is. But anyways, you mix it with water, and it's just like a little teaspoon or whatever you put in. It's a dried powder, and then you get this green-looking substance. It actually just happens to be the end of the glass, but it fills up to a full thing. It's like a full bottle of water worth, and you just get basically all of your superfoods, like I don't know, all this shit that I didn't know anything about, like mint, ashwagandha. There's a whole list. There's 15 different superfoods, and it just makes me feel really good. Like my digestive system is working better. My energy is pretty good naturally. I've just noticed like good things, positive things. It's expensive, but not really if you break it down. But I'm not here to promote fucking Organifi. The funny thing is though, I'm really skeptical about like online products that are introduced to me by ads, like through Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. But honestly, a lot of these t-shirt companies and Organifi that I discovered are actually ironically through those such ads. So I really don't have much bad things to say about them. But if you guys are interested and you don't like if I wasn't getting any good nutrients, I don't like to eat like healthy really. Like broccoli. I like fruit, but I don't really like veggies and stuff. So I don't think it's a vegetable substitute, but I do think there are a lot of really good things that you can get really quickly without having to cook or anything by drinking that. But I don't know why I went on that side tangent, but anyways, let's get into the update. All right, so first up, I talked about the Vinegar Syndrome sale. I actually didn't pick this up during the sale because it sold out, and it was a title that actually sold out. I think they lost the rights to the film now, so you can no longer get it through Vinegar Syndrome. So it'll just be a matter of time before it's gone entirely from all other online retailers. But that is Lust for Freedom. It's a late 80s action chick exploit. I always say that chick action exploitation film. Just badass babes, basically. And I've never seen it before, but I picked it up for $13 on Amazon, so I'm stoked. I think it was like $10 on the sale, but considering it's going to be going for more soon, unless it gets a Blu-ray release, I'm happy to pay $13 for that. So awesome. I grabbed that from Amazon, and then this one I grabbed from Amazon as well. I'd been meaning to pick this movie up for a long time. The AIDS Murders, also known as City in Panic. Super cool or interesting. I'm just super interested in it. I haven't seen it, like I said, but it's basically like a blend of Mario Bava Giallo versus 80 mixed with 80 slasher film, as it kind of says on the back. But basically, a dude who dons a fedora and a black trench coat kills people in the streets of Toronto, and they all have one thing in common: they have AIDS, which is very weird and very just weird. So interesting. And I'm excited to check it out. I've heard pretty good things for what it is. If you like this kind of like, you go into this type of movie knowing, I think for the most part, what to expect, and for that, I think I will enjoy it. I don't know if it's overly like cheesy, but it's, I don't know, the AIDS murders. So City in Panic, also known as the AIDS murders, a title I've been wanting to get for a long time. It's just one of those movies that I always forgot to pick up for whatever reason. So really happy to finally grab that. All right, on to the Blu-rays. We have Apollo 11. This is fitting because there's been a lot of talk about UFOs lately. Apparently, I read an article, and for the last 2 weeks, I don't know if this is true, but there's been a UFO sighting. I don't know if it was 2 weeks or 2 years, every single day. So the question is no longer, are there UFOs? It's like, what are they, where are they coming from, and when? It's only a matter of time when we'll like, or no, more like, what the fuck do we know? Does our government actually know? Like, how much knowledge do we actually know on UFOs? So it's not a matter of, apparently they exist, no doubt about it, but it's like, how much does our government know, and how close are we as the public to getting the truth, I guess. I don't know. But this is cool. Apollo 11 has nothing to do with what I just said, but it's fitting in the sense that it's a space documentary, basically outlining the mission to Mars, or to the moon, rather. Buzz Aldrin and that other dude, I forget his name now. Neil Armstrong, of course. So, not really sure. It says Apollo 11 takes us straight to the heart of NASA's most celebrated mission. And it's got 11,000 hours of uncatalogued audio recordings, and it's a bunch of it says the film is over 50 years in the making, crafted from a newly discovered trove of 60 millimeter footage. So cool. I'm not really sure what to expect with this. It's obviously not horror, but I think it's maybe just like a detailed outline with a bunch of video footage from the original Apollo mission. So we'll see. Yeah, my buddy Chris, aka Vlad Dracula, posted in Instagram, I think, that he highly recommended the movie. So we'll see. Stoked to check it out. All right. Next up, we will go with this guy right here. One from Criterion Collection. Super stoked to own this, to have this finally. Blue Velvet. I've never seen this movie. David Lynch, 1986, my birth year. It just sounds really good. Home from college, Jeffrey makes an unsettling discovery: a severed human ear lying in a field. In the mystery that follows, by turns terrifying and darkly funny, David Lynch burrows deep beneath the picturesque surfaces of small-town life. Driven to investigate, Jeffrey finds himself drawing closer to his fellow amateur sleuth, Sandy Williams, as well as their person of interest, lounge singer Dorothy, and facing the fury of Frank Booth, a psychopath who will stop at nothing to keep Dorothy in his grasp. With intense performances and hauntingly powerful scenes and images, Blue Velvet is an unforgettable vision of innocence lost and one of the most influential American films of the past few decades. So, super awesome, director-approved Blu-ray special edition, brought to you by the Find folks over, I don't know about Find folks, probably, but the Find company, Criterion Collection. So, really nice release, very similar to Night of the Living Dead in its appearance and everything. It's like one of those digibook slip-out things, I think. Stoked on that. And then we get into the Severin stuff. So I grabbed the I think it's the May package for Severin, and no t-shirts yet, but you'll be getting them. I'm not really too concerned about a St. Bernard t-shirt anyway, but you get the Uncanny still. This thing here, it's a lab creature, something. And then, I don't know why they switched from pins to these stupid ass patches. I'm not a patch guy at all, so I don't know. It's a cool patch, I guess. I'd rather it be a pin, but that's just me. So anyways, they give you some cool stickers, or a cool sticker. It's a St. Bernard sticker. That's pretty cool. I'll probably put that right in the film. And then they give you a alternate slip, which is signed, I think, by the director, which is pretty rad. So I'm actually psyched to backing this up here. There's 3 movies in this package. You get The Uncanny, you get Saint Bernard, and Masked Mutilator. We will start with Masked Mutilator. I watched Mr. Parka's review of this, and I love Mr. Parka. If you guys haven't watched him, go check him out. He's great. Yeah, it just sounded really good based on his review. Some really good, well choreographed fight scenes, I guess, wrestling fight scenes with the Masked Mutilator. And it's basically just like a shot on video, I think, slasher film in the vein of WrestleManiac. It's like a wrestler slasher, basically. So if you're into slashers and you're into wrestling and you're down for watching a masked mutilator with a wrestling MO or whatever, I said that wrong, but yeah, basically a maniac killer dressed in a wrestling suit, a mask, basically. 1994, a production. It's an independent film from Pennsylvania. A group of local pro wrestlers and young actors came together to make this horror action film. And check this out. So the film was never finished, and they actually, 25 years later, so like last year, within the last few years, they actually finished the film. So you're going to see, when you watch this movie, you're going to see a lot of the 1994 footage, and then you'll see a lot of recent footage, because they actually finished the film in recent years. So I thought that was really interesting, and I'm down. I really want to check it out. And then we have this batshit crazy, I don't know what to expect movie by the name of Saint Bernard. And it's basically the dude who directed this, Gabe Bartalos, I think, he's well known. He's an FX creator. He did films like Brain Damage, Frankenhooker, the Leprechaun series. So he's very, very well known in the special makeups effects department. He directed this movie. I think it's his directorial debut, and it's basically about a dude an unhinged orchestra conductor named Bernard, who graphically descends into a surreal odyssey of chaos, psychosis, and fucked up shit that looks cool as hell. So, I don't know. It just sounds crazy, batshit crazy. But we'll see. I'll check it out. If any of you guys have seen this one and have some thoughts on it, let me know. St. Bernard. And I'm actually really, really, really excited for this. The Uncanny, amazing killer cat anthology film starring Donald Pleasance and the great Peter Cushing, of course, on Blu-ray for the first time ever, 1997. Anthology, Canadian. Okay, so it's a Canadian producer, Cloud Hero, who did Scanners and Videodrome, teamed up with Amicus co-founder Milton Subotsky to put together this amazing killer cat anthology film. 3 stories about that are supposed to convince the publisher that all cats are unholy fiends, based on 3 tales of kitty carnage. Peter Cushing plays a paranoid writer who must convince his publisher that all cats are unholy. Okay, blah, blah, blah. So that's that. That's the wraparound story. But I'm stoked. I love anthology films. I love Peter Cushing. I love Donald Pleasance. And I love... Did I say I love anthologies? I love it all. I love it. So really cool. Stoked on that. And last but not least, we have 2 films from Arrow Video that came in earlier this week from Grindhouse. I've never seen either one of them, to be perfectly honest. The Andromeda Strain, which I'm really excited about, sci-fi horror. It's from the dude who created Westworld and Jurassic Park, Michael Crichton, first blurred the line between science fiction and science fact with the breakout success, The Andromeda Strain. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. 2 years after the novel's publication, Robert Wise, The Haunting, of course, directed the film adaptation, a nail-biting blend of clinically realized docudrama and astonishing sci-fi visuals that ushered in a new subgenre, the killer virus biological thriller. So could this be the godfather of the killer virus subgenre of sci-fi horror film? I don't know. A government satellite crashes outside a small town in New Mexico, and within minutes, every inhabitant of the town is dead, except for a crying baby and an elderly derelict. The satellite and the two survivors are sent to Wildfire, a top-secret underground laboratory equipped with a nuclear self-destruct mechanism to prevent the spread of infection in case of an outbreak. Realizing that the satellite brought back a lethal organism from another world, a team of government scientists race against the clock to understand the extraterrestrial virus condemned Andromeda, but before it can wipe out all life on the planet. Aided by innovative visual effects and an unforgettable avant-garde electronic music score, Wise's suspense classic still haunts to this day and is presented here in a stunning, exclusive new restoration from the original negative. So awesome. Really excited for this. You get a booklet. You get reversible cover artwork, as always. Not really digging this artwork here. It's kind of bland, but yeah, just really excited to check this movie out. So I love some good sci-fi horror, virus, biological shit. So awesome. And the last film, perhaps the film that I am most excited about of everything I have, maybe the uncanny tied closely with this, is Trapped Alive. This is right up my alley. It's a rare slasher movie, I guess, from 1988, and just check it out. I'll read you guys the synopsis. On a wintry night, friends Robin and Monica are making their way to a Christmas party when their car, jacked by a gang of crooks, recently escaped from the local penitentiary. With the two young women taken as hostages, things take an even darker turn when their vehicle plummets down an old abandoned mine shaft, trapping the group underground and at the mercy of a mutant with a taste for human flesh. Filmed in 1988 under the title Forever Mine, but not released until 1993, Trapped Alive, aka Trapped, which was the first film to come out of Wisconsin's now defunct Windsor Lake Studios, which would go on to produce a number of features under the Fangoria Films label in the early 90s, including 1992's Bruce Campbell starring Mind Warp, blah, blah, blah. Brand new 2K restoration of the film. Doesn't that sound awesome? I mean, I love it. I love the setting. I love the wintry Christmas carjacked. And then you think what else could go even more wrong? And then they end up in this mine shaft, and they are pursued by a mutant. So awesome, love it. These undiscovered slasher movies that Arrow has put out. This one I don't know about. I knew about Blood Rage and Mutilator, and I love those movies. But like The Slayer, Trapped Alive, Scared Stiff, awesome. That's like my favorite stuff that Arrow puts out. So Trapped Alive, really, really cool. Awesome, guys. So that's it. Thank you for watching, as always. And I'll catch you guys soon with another update. Peace.